recently I had a situation where I was tempted to let someone back in my life. I was tempted to have this person back in my life and give them a second chance, give them almost a shot at redemption in a relationship or a life, whatever you call it. And it turned out to bite me a little bit. It turned out to not be the right decision a little bit. And the message is, let them back in at your own risk, because the reality is, if you have someone who's done you wrong in the past or has not treated you the way you wanted to be treated in the past, you letting them back in is showing that they can do that again, and they can make it back into your life, because literally you've let them back in now. You've let them back in, so they're going to think, shit, I can come back in their life, and they won't value you as much. They may not value you as much, and of course there's a little percentage that it may work out, but overall I would err on the caution of not letting them back in. I would say don't, because when you do, it is one of these things where it could honestly ruin you, and it can honestly hurt you, because these people have done you wrong in the past. They may have done whatever they've done to you, whatever situation they've done you wrong in the past. So you letting them in makes them feel like they can do that again to you. And that sounds mad. That may not sound true in your situation. You may think your situation is different, and this is what I thought. My situation is different. Oh, this person's grown a lot over the year. Then you understand they're still the same person, basically. They still got the same things, and with this person they didn't grow. But overall, I faced a little bit of sadness and pain because of that, which could have been avoided if I just didn't think of the idea of letting them back in. And sometimes your imagination ruined you a little bit with this as well. You think about letting them back in, you think about having them back in your life, and you're like, this is going to be amazing, this is going to be incredible, this is going to make me feel amazing now because I've been missing them. And it's normal to miss someone. It's normal to develop an attachment towards someone and towards a person. It's normal, of course. But if you let them back in and they do you wrong, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised by any means. Don't be surprised by any sense. Honestly, don't be surprised, because it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. If they come in your life and do you wrong again, it is literally no one's fault but you. Of course it's their fault, but it was up to you to let them in. So you got to take the accountability for that a little bit. Even though it's sad and even though it's harsh to say, like, this person shouldn't have done this, you got to take the accountability for that, because then it won't happen again in the future. And even with me, there's been people in my life that have done me wrong before. Let them back in, same thing happens. And it's honestly one of these things that you got to be very careful with. And some people it does work out for. Don't get me wrong, there's probably a small amount, but overall I would say to you, you'd be better off finding something better, or finding something newer, or finding something that fits you better. Even if it takes time, even if it takes effort, even if it takes struggle, even if it takes pain, even if it takes you going through certain things to find that, you'd be much better off finding that than going back to someone who's hurt you in the past and is bound to do it again because they don't respect you as much. And this is going to be sad from a subconscious level. Some of you may have people in your life that you're going to try to let back in and give them another chance, but on a real level, I don't believe it will work. And with me, it hasn't worked any time. It hasn't worked any time. So if I'm going off my own judgment, I would say it wouldn't work. And this is what I found, this is the lessons that I found. And of course there'll be loads of stuff online, people saying that it didn't work and it won't work, and you need to understand that it probably won't work, and keep that in mind. Let them back in at your own caution. Let them back in at your own risk. Be very careful. And I would say, honestly, this is my opinion, so you don't have to take this as fact, but literally, don't let them back in. But it's up to you at the end of the day. You're your own person, and I wish you the best. Thank you lot for the video. Thank you, like, comment, and subscribe. All of you, thank you for the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.